شهیدانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور ساتو یې پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور دا کور دا د باتورانو.
In the name of Allah, good evening and welcome to this hour's news. I'm Suleiman Talash and this is RTA News. Mullah Muhammad Yunus Akhundzada, the Minister of Reconstruction and Rural Rehabilitation, and his delegation met with the head staff of the Department of Rural Development and Reconstruction of Ghor Province during their working trip. Mr. Akhundzada made important recommendations to the officials of the department and said, carry out your assigned responsibilities well and try to serve your people. Also, he added that we will build our country with our own engineers and budget. The United Nations humanitarian program has announced that the Japanese government has donated more than $7 million to solve the problems of the urban population of Afghanistan. The Ministry of Economy has welcomed the assistance and has requested humanitarian aid to Afghan in various fields from donor and international organizations. Let's see more in this report.
The United Nations Human Settlements Program, or UN Habitat, has launched a new plan to help more than 100,000 people in Kabul and Herat with the support of Japan. UN Habitat reported that Japan has donated $7 million to the people of Afghanistan. A part of the newsletter of this organization, which has been published on its X page, said,
it is planned that this aid will cover about 100,000 needy Afghans in the next 3 years.
The Ministry of Economy welcomes Japan's assistance and requests the development of similar assistance to Afghans in various fields.
The Ministry of Economy of the Islamic Emirate welcomes Japan's assistance. We demand that these donations to be increased, and we ask all donor organizations and the international community to help the people of Afghanistan in various sectors as winter approaches.
Some people are worried about their economic situation.
Since I came out this morning, I didn't sell a single thing. I didn't even eat lunch. Believe me, I'll buy 5 loaves of bread for my children. I will only be able to buy bread and feed my children. We should receive assistance. Now, as winter is coming, I haven't paid the rent of house. I don't have to pay.
Japan has always provided financial cooperation with Afghanistan in the fields of construction and rehabilitation, health, education, and agriculture system.
Dr. Abdul Bari Omar, the Chief Executive Director of Afghanistan Electricity Company, met with Sherbaz Kaminzada, the Chief Executive Director of Afghan Invest Company, and emphasized the need to accelerate and complete the remaining work of the 500 kilovolt Shuburghan Dashte Alwan transmission line. Meanwhile, the head of Afghan Investment Company assured that the remaining work of the transfer of the line will be completed on time. The residents of the country are happy with the provision of complete security and justice and say that whatever justice is provided, the gap between the people and the government will disappear. According to them, after the rule of the Islamic Emirate, they can meet with all the officials of the Emirate to solve their problems and present their suggestions to them. More in the report. Complete security and the provision of justice by the officials of the Islamic Emirate are the issues that, according to the citizens, have caused the distance between the people and the Islamic Emirate to be removed. Some residents of Kabul say that now they can directly share their problems and suggestions with the officials of the Islamic Emirate. A government can be successful only if it has a place in the hearts of its people, have relations with the nation, and then there would be no barriers between them. In the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan, the distance between the people and the public should be removed, and it would be very good for both sides. Solving the problems between them will lead to prosperity. Some other citizens say that under the leadership of the Islamic Emirate, the officials of the Emirate's institutions treat them well, and the work in their institutions is done quickly and without delay. According to them, the good behavior of the authorities and solving the problems of people will lead to elimination of the gap between the people and the government. We are treated well in the offices where our work is related to, and we go there, and our work is carried out in an orderly manner. Fortunately, we are witnessing good security in Afghanistan today, that this was a demand of the people and has been fulfilled. And the second one is to ensure justice. If these two demands of the people are fulfilled, the gap between the nation and the government will be reduced and disappeared. This is while the officials of the Islamic Emirate have always held many meetings with the citizens to solve their problems. In the meetings with the officials of the Islamic Emirate, the citizens presented their problems and suggestions, and the officials of the Islamic Emirate have made relevant institutions responsible for solving the problems of the people. A number of weapons and ammunition were caught by the Border Brigade of 203 Mansouri Corps. The 4th Frontier Brigade of the 203 Mansouri Corps discovered and received a quantity of weapons and ammunition in the areas of Bermal district of Paktika province by the Mujahideen and intelligence, which include different types of weapons and ammunition. Aquarium owners in Coast Province were given food and a one-day seminar on fish training. A one-day seminar on fish training was presented to owners of 5 fish farms under the supervision of the Directorate of Livestock and Animal Health within the framework of Department of Agriculture, Irrigation and Livestock of Coast Province in cooperation with DII, international company. Besides 100 kg of fish food was distributed to each farmer. 630 flood-affected families were given cash and food aid in Baghlan Province. AKAH organization in cooperation with the Department of Disaster Preparedness of Baghlan Province distributed cash and food aid to 630 families in central Baghlan district of the province who were affected by the recent floods. Some sellers of construction materials in Kabul say that the construction has developed in the country. In the meeting of the Cabinet of the Islamic Emirate, the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development has been instructed to provide facilities in the field of construction. Let's see more in the report. Recently, the construction work in Kabul has accelerated. The sellers of construction materials say that after the decision of the Cabinet of the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan, construction works have increased. For now, the average employment in Afghanistan is good, and the problems that existed before do not exist now, and work is going on every day. The works are better than before because things were not so good before, and now things are getting better. Musa is a resident of Kabul city. He came to the city to buy building materials. He wants all sellers to reduce the prices of goods. The prices are relatively good, and it would be better if the prices go lower. We are happy that the Kabul municipality gave us legal work permits letters. Any person engaged in construction are happy and say that the officials should provide other working areas. Construction work can provide work opportunities to about 80 or 90% of young people. In the 7th meeting of the Cabinet of the Islamic Emirate, the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development was given the task to prepare a plan to provide facilities in construction affairs so that people can get permission to work in a short time after the property is established. That's all for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great night.
شهید